What's going on, everyone? Vince the Lunginee here. We've got something special here. We're stump grinding, so stay tuned. All right, so if you've been following along, it's August of 2022 here. Just a few days ago, I put out a video on a cool season lawn renovation guide. And one of the things I mentioned in that video was preparing your site. For me, we have some stumps that need to be ground. I wanted to kind of take this into my own hands and rent a stump grinder, which is what we've got right here. This is a Barretto 30 SG stump grinder, and rented it for about, I don't know, it's like 280 bucks for the whole day. It's Friday. Actually, they don't need it back until Monday, so I think that's a pretty sweet deal. We're gonna be grinding these stumps down even further. I'm gonna go as far as I can go with this thing, as deep as I can. I think the maximum depth on this is about 14 inches. All right, so here it is. This is the Barretto 30 SG. SG, I guess, stands for stump grinder. I've never used one of these before. This is my first time using it. It comes with its own little tiny trailer over there that I've got hooked up to the back of the truck. Borrowed the truck from a friend and just brought it out here. They're right down the street, this rental place. Again, like 280 bucks for the day. It's got tracks. All the controls are back here. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, you basically get a joystick right here. This is basically down, up, left, right. And then you've got basically a your trigger here that activates the wheel that starts the cutting action. And then over here, you've got your controls for the tracks, basically forward, backwards, you know, left turn, right turn, and you know, the full throttle right here. To start it up, it's very simple. You got your choke right here, your key, and it starts right up. And to be honest, it is a little bit intimidating using a machine like this. It is a big machine. It does have a lot of power, but after a few minutes playing around with it, really not a big deal at all. You get the hang of it very quickly. All right, so let's start this thing up. It's warmed up already, so I don't need to put the choke on, but it's just a matter of turning the key. It's gonna get pretty loud, so just listen. Throttle up. See, back raises it, lowers it, and then right, left, so your tracks, back, forward, left, right. We're gonna start it up. It's definitely a loud machine, so make sure if you're using something like this, you're wearing ear protection. Also important, safety goggles, or even like a full face shield if you've got it. This thing is throwing stuff back at you. There's not a real good shroud at the bottom here, and I've seen other models that has a shield that basically it's basically hitched on the corner here, and it just fans out. This does not have that, so I'm kind of like hiding behind the engine here and trying to go left and right, and things are flying all over the place. But you know, I've never used one of these before. I'm not an expert on this. I just thought I'd share this with you, share my experience with you, and maybe try to instill some confidence in some of you who may have been a little bit hesitant to pull the trigger on doing something like this. I have had stumps ground before, and I've paid a professional to come out and do that, and they charge a lot of money. It's like 300 bucks or whatever per stump, depending on the size of stump and the size of the machine they need to bring out. And it also depends whether or not they're gonna take the grindings with them or if they're gonna leave them on site. So for less than that, I'm getting a rental for an entire day. I have this big stump here that I'm gonna be grinding out. I also have a few things in the back. You know, I'm not gonna film any of that, but we did have some trees cut down in the back last year as well. Basically, my approach to this and what I've seen some of the other guys do is basically coming in here with the grinder and kind of going left to right, basically, and then move it inching forward, left to right, inching forward, left to right, inching forward, left to right, and then dropping it, coming back, left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. And then you're left with a whole bunch of these grindings here. And, you know, if you're going to be planting grass, good idea to just get rid of all these grindings and bring in some dirt. You might have a tough time growing grass in this kind of wood chip mixed with soil combo. So it's a good idea to just get rid of that stuff and bring in some new dirt. And like I said, this is my first time using one of these machines. I am not an expert on any of this stuff. So if you're watching and you are an expert and you do this for a living, let me know in the comments down below everything I'm doing wrong. I encourage that. I really want others to read those and understand, you know, if I'm doing something wrong or I'm totally off with what I'm doing here, let us know in the comments below. I feel like it's working fine for me right now. We're making some good progress, but I'm not an expert on this, so feel free to leave a comment down below. All right, so we're all finished with the stump grinding. Everything is pretty much to where I want it to be. Next step is really going to be hauling all this stuff away. I've got a spot for it in the back. That's where I will put it for now. And then we will bring new dirt in here, nice topsoil, fill this area in. The grass is checking out. So we did apply the glyphosate the other day, and that is starting to check out. Next step is going to be dethatching, scalping and dethatching. So make sure you're following along. That video will be coming shortly. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you for joining.